Good afternoon. Thanks for joining SMTV Live on this Friday. I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Ryan Miller.
Have some good news for you. If you've noticed a slight decrease in your Facebook likes, it might not be because your customers hate you. It might just be because Facebook is actually trying to crack down on some of these fake accounts.
It's a true story, and the good news is for people out there doing it the right way, growing fans organically and really lining up with those target markets are going to be rewarded here. Everybody else, they're about to get a little spring cleaning in the fall here.
We've seen some pretty huge decreases for the big pages like Rihanna, who lost, I think, 22,000 here. Justin Bieber lost how many? 18,000? Which, of course, to Justin Bieber, 18,000 is, you know, right. Pocket change. But this is, I think, good news.
Right.
I think it's good news that we're seeing Facebook really want to tackle the issue of these fake accounts so that the brands themselves can have an actual idea of what their customer base looks like on social media.
Yep, absolutely. Again, Facebook coming to the table and being the reputable social media platform by making it more valid, cleaning out all the fake pages as well. A lot of page merging going on right now. They're getting rid of that stuff. So cracking down on that's going to be a very good thing and just raise quality.
Couldn't be better news,
nope.
I think.
It's good.
We're here to help you make the most out of your campaigns on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and blogs and Pinterest and whatever that you're working on right now. Let us know what questions you have or how we can help you out.
You know, to that point, briefly, you know, who knows what's going to be out next month, the month after that? I mean, we're due for another platform. You know, it's been a while.
That's an interesting point. I wonder what could be the next, because we saw Pinterest kind of shoot up past a couple others and become now what people turn to as far as multimedia content. What's going to be the next big thing?
Yeah, who knows? Well, of course, you can always throw some ideas out there, and while you're at it, you can throw us a few questions too. You can always email those questions to us at questions@splashmediau.com, or you can tweet them by using the hashtag SMTVQuestions.
You know, earlier in the week, we talked about possibly MySpace making a comeback. I'm not going to make any predictions to say that is going to be the next big one, but I am looking forward to seeing what they do with it. If nothing else, just to see if it takes sort of the Google Plus path and we just kind of watch it from afar without really digging deep into it quite yet.
Right, and you know, the one thing MySpace won't be able to do that Google can say is that we have 140 million users in 20 minutes.
Well, that's true.
So we'll see how that goes. But Timberlake is the driving force behind that. You know, Deep Pockets, he's making a change in social good and all these things. We'll see what happens. Heard some pretty strong rumors that it's looking good.
Well, judging by just those screenshots, it'll be very interesting to see who jumps on board.
It'll be interesting. So, good.
So we'll go ahead and take some questions from our viewers now. We can keep talking about social media forever, but we will get to your questions. First question today is from Jonathan. Jonathan would like to know, what considerations should I take into account when designing my new Twitter header, brand new thing?
Right, and we talked about this earlier this week, I believe, and first and foremost, like any imagery in social media, you only have 10 seconds to really get somebody to come into your environment, so make it visually appealing, make it very clean, and tell the story that you're trying to tell in an image, and again, 10 seconds or less.
I totally agree, and now that we have the header, which is really designed more for mobile, you can, if you want to, back off a little bit on the imagery you use in your background. You can make it maybe a little bit more generic, have everything work together. That's the most important thing. Make it look like a seamless branding opportunity there in the background.
And you nailed a really good word there, which is branding. You get more of an opportunity now to really tell a better story, you know, with a picture, and we all know how many words that's worth.
Right.
So, you know, interesting to see what people come up with too.
Yeah. I just took a look on Mashable here, and they've got some great specs for Jonathan, for anybody else who wants to actually go ahead and upload that header image. Some things to keep in mind here, that the original image size can't exceed 1252, here it is up here, 1252 by 626 pixels. Max file size is 5 megabytes. Now the nice thing is they do give you the opportunity to move and scale the image once you bring it in, but good to keep those dimensions in mind so that it doesn't look skewed or all cattywampus.
You know, it's you bring up a good term there, and cattywampus is definitely something you want to avoid, especially in the social media land.
I think across the board you want to avoid anything cattywampus in social media, however you interpret that.
Right, right. But sometimes, in the case of caddywompus.com, it plays to your advantage. So let's see what Perry has to say here. He has a new company video. It's very good. What's the best way to use this in social media campaigns? So how do you get it out there?
You want to see how many of these we can come up with?
Let's do this. So maybe 10 seconds on the clock.
All right.
Ready? I'll start.
Okay.
Okay. Cross-promote on Twitter.
Put a QR code on a piece of paper.
Cross-promote on LinkedIn.
Put it on your blog.
Use it as a video response within YouTube.
Oh, that's great. Call people and tell them about it.
Love it, love it. Put it in your LinkedIn company page, but down there in the little promotion section.
Email signature.
Ooh, got me on that one. As a sales technique to send it out to emails.
That's great. We'll probably write in 10 seconds and save by my own
right. So the point
lack
of the story,
of another one on there.
Point of the story here is there's a lot of things you can do with it. Just got to get creative. We really like it in, if you're trying to tell a story about your company, use that as an opportunity to send an email. I'm more apt to click on a video to read that than I am to watching videos.
Right. Yeah,
versus reading something that you're trying to tell me. So lots of good things in there.
Some cool things that we're seeing now that I've noticed more recently are the interactive videos. And I know YouTube is experimenting with some poll features, but you can do that on your own. If you want to take the time to use those annotations really creatively, there's some great opportunities there to link to other videos. So we've talked about this in the past, but some really fun things you can do by creating these interactive videos where the user, the viewer, gets to choose which video to go to next. So you could do all kinds of polls and choose your own adventure for a brand. Some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I love it. And a couple things in there, just tangents, because that's what we're good at. You can't have any outbound links from annotations.
Good point.
Right? Can't. I wish. I mean, it'd be awesome, but you can't send anybody outside of YouTube. And one thing that's a lot of fun in there, you kind of talked about, is you could even do a little treasure hunt kind of deal, or go find this in this video, and then find this in this video with those annotations. Lots of creativity there.
Kirby wants to know, why is it important to get a retweet?
Wow, that's a big one. So a retweet in the, let's just take this back to the human level, right? So to me, a retweet is, in one sense, it's a compliment, okay? Because you have information that's valid and they think that somebody else would want to know that. Two, it speaks to your credibility. Because there's a couple things you can do in Twitter with something valuable. You can actually take out the content and call it your own. It's totally valid and legal, but it's a little bit, Caddywompus in some cases at times. But what is nice is they're willing to put your name on it and share it with their community. It's a, hey, thank you for the information. I'm going to share some of your knowledge with my fans. Retweet.
That is exactly the kind of tone you want in your social media campaigns, where you want to be credible, you want to show that you're sharing information, that you're a resource, and you also respect these other resources that are out there.
Right, and this goes back to the the age-old thing going on for thousands of years, which is just that, in this case, it's a digital handshake. It's, hey, it's great to meet you, appreciate it, thanks for the information, and I'm going to pass that information on to somebody else.
And from just a purely numbers point of view, it acts kind of the way a share does on Facebook, because once it's retweeted, the person who retweets it, their community now sees your original tweet. So it's just broadcast that much more to an entire new network.
Absolutely. So quick little kind of pulse thing in there. If you're not seeing a retweet, maybe 1 out of every 15 to 20 tweets, especially when you're first beginning, it's time to reevaluate what you're talking about.
Yeah, XYT.
Yeah.
Examine your tweet. Because you might be doing something wrong. Not necessarily wrong, but it could be more engaging.
It doesn't line
what
up.
could you be doing better with your tweets?
Absolutely. Susan wrote to us, how can Instagram help my business? That's progressive.
It is, and great that you are thinking about using Instagram, which is really a social media platform on its own, but also great for an individual user to be able to share images of your company, a particular location, or product or service. And there's a couple of great examples we can point to. One of them is on La Madeleine, French cafe. And what La Madeleine did was create an entire page on their blog that streams Instagram photos from their customers.
Absolutely, and for our techie users at home or watching this here, this was a plugin that goes to the back of the blog, and it actually goes in and looks for check-ins to Instagram and pulls images out of there, puts them in our database, and has a chance or we have a chance to review that to make sure the content's okay.
Right.
Because of course you'll get some goofy things in there, and it allows us to just stream it right in here. So it's miraculous.
I think it's a great idea. And this is a great example from a customer's point of view, but you could also do it as a business too. If you have someone who's dedicated to working on your social media, or someone from your marketing team or sales team who's out in the field or working with customers and talking about products and services, have them snap a few photos, run them through a cool Polaroid style filter, and that kind of stuff really gets engagements and likes on Facebook and Twitter and wherever it's broadcast.
Absolutely. The other great thing about Instagram is it turns any amateur with a cell phone into really a pretty dang good photographer. The layers you can put on there, those filters you can put on there, it's fun, it's engaging, and of course, any type of food or real, kind of mainstream consumables, it's going to be huge.
I think these are great.
Excited to see where it goes. That's
all the time we have today. I want to thank you for joining us this Friday for our live broadcast of SMTV. And thank you for sending in those great questions. Keep them coming. For Splash Media, I'm Duncan Gilman.
And I'm Ryan Miller. Have yourself a great weekend.